Okay, so welcome back. Let's go ahead and see how to actually how to create a VPN server to which others will be able to connect. Why are we doing this? Well, so that you know what the person on the other side can see. And plus, it's always a good idea to know how to create your own VPN, because when you have your own VPN, basically, you know what logs are kept and what logs are not kept, what is going on the VPN machine, etc., on the VPN server. So let me just go ahead and log into the server. Just go ahead. I just went ahead and created a new instance, and I didn't switch the root login. Why? Well, because the lifespan of this machine is probably a couple of hours before it is destroyed. Therefore, I didn't really see much point in disabling the root login and all that, because it's just for a couple of hours. But if this machine is going to run for a while, then please apply the settings from the proxy lectures where you actually configure most of the things to run in as non-root, and you are logging into the server as a non-root user. Anyway, let's go ahead and begin. So the first thing that we're gonna need to do is set up our beautiful firewall. So apt-get install UFW. Now this is uncomplicated firewall. I do believe that's what UFW stands for, but it uses the IP tables, so this is just an interface for IP tables, basically. So UFW allow SSH. You allow SSH because we're connecting by SSH to the server. Therefore, when we start this up, we do not want to be blocked, because all inbound traffic is rejected and all outbound traffic is clear to pass. So if the inbound rules do not include SSH, we will be promptly disconnected, which will be a problem. So UFW allow, and I would like to allow one additional port aside from SSH, that is 1194 slash. This is going to be UDP, not TCP. Why? This is a very stable server, and I'm the only person connecting to it, so I don't really need that much confirmation going back and forth. And UDP is generally quicker, but less stable of a protocol. I can't say less stable, but there's no guarantee that your data has actually reached destination, so to say. There is no confirmation from the other end. Let's put it that way. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is type in vim slash etc default UFW plus center, and you can see that the input policy by default is drop, output policy is by default accept. We need to modify the forward policy, so hopefully by now you know how to use vim. You just press escape and then press I to enter insert mode, and then you write whatever it is that you want to write, and you press escape, and then you press colon, then you type in WQ to write and quit. Okay, so now that has been changed to the accept, we need to edit the UFW before rules. So UFW before rules. Just gonna go ahead and copy this from my notes. This is basically a universal setup for the VPN, the universal rules. They're applied everywhere. You can apply some of your own. It doesn't really matter. Oops. Kind of made an error there in my notes. Let me just go into the insert mode. Okay, that should be fine and dandy. Let's go ahead and write quit. That's all we really needed to do there. Let me just go ahead and show you something else. Since I'm just copy pasting this universal piece of code, I was too lazy to edit it. You don't actually need these comments, but they are good to actually tell you what it is that it is going on. These are the actual commands that are taken into consideration, the 4 of them. Okay, so now we need to enable the firewall. UFW enable. Oh god. UFW enable. It's telling you that it might disrupt the existing SSH connections. Well, since we've already allowed in the firewall the SSH connections, bringing it up will not actually terminate it. Okay, so line 11, there is a failure. Let's go ahead and have a look. Okay, was this the thing that was missing? UFW disable, UFW enable. God, what is the problem with this file? Line 12 failed. Let's have a look at one more time. Maybe I have something in there. It says NAT table, NAT post routing, allow traffic from OpenVPN client. That should all be as it is. I mean, there shouldn't be any real problems. Let me just go ahead and verify this. Setup. I'm looking on the net for the universal configuration, so just the before rules for the no. Okay. Okay, before rules. Let me just go ahead and do a quick check on this. Before forward start OpenVPN. Okay, that's fine. That's a comment. I don't care. I don't care. And then we have NAT. And then we have allow post routing from that source, which is fine. That's going to be our interface. And the source IP address, the source subnet actually, and the -o is the output, that's the ETH0, and then -j masquerade. Well, actually, let me just go ahead and copy it from here, because I must have messed something up in my notes. I usually do, which is frustrating to the point of extreme, but nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Go ahead, delete. Oh, that's not something I want to delete. Okay, so no big deal. Let me just paste them. They're the same. I guess the indentations are a little bit different. Right quit, UFW disable, UFW enable. Yes, there we go. So firewall is active and enabled on system startup. I don't know, I must have messed something up in the before rules here. I'm basically too lazy to go checking one line at a time to see where the actual mistake is. Perhaps it has something to do with indentation, but it doesn't really matter. This is the line which you actually need to add. Okay, so let me just go ahead and quit. And as you can see, I am still connected, no problems. The connection is functional. Now, what we will need to do is actually do apt-get install OpenVPN easy-arsa, and then just gonna go ahead and say yes. So these are the things that we need to install. So we need the OpenVPN and the easy-arsa. And then I'm going to go ahead and we will need the configuration files for our VPN server. So just type in g unzip-c/usr. This is an existing documentation file which we will utilize. OpenVPN examples, sample config files, server.conf.gz, and now we're going to create a new file by outputting this to a non-existent file which will be created in the process and populated with the information, with data, basically, not information. OpenVPN And the server.conf file is the new one that we're creating. So server.conf. There we go. So that is the one that we needed to create. I'm going to go ahead and call this tutorial here. And in the follow-up, we're going to go ahead and begin editing and setting this up.